instincts for the rest of his boys. Do you feel like Nigma, judging from what you just talked about with the Enigma that we were just talking about, Miracle is dead? I mean, congrats on dodging the Sunstrike, I guess.
Sorry, what were you asking there, Cap?
Well, I was going to ask if you felt like Nigma had a better chance to be able to win this game compared to game one.
I think so. I think they definitely have a decent window in this mid game with this TA CK coming online. Very nice timing around this Roche pit. You get an Aegis on Miracle, you can take over the map. Ench, Bane, while they have some good early pressure in terms of ganking Miracle, are not going to be great at dealing with these traps on the map.
Yeah.
Sky and Weaver outskirmish them, so I think that window looks a lot better for them. I think last game they kind of got caught in this situation where their lineup was built to 5-man behind this Huskar DP with the saves. But you're 5-manning into an entity lineup that invited it. Like, come on, fight in my house. This game, it's I don't think it's that dire for them strategically, so
it's easier to fight into entity, and simultaneously they don't have as much of a timer, right? Like TA and Chaos Knight can just chill and farm a lot, right?
And even late game, this Nigma team, they know how to win late games. If you've ever watched one of their lower bracket TI runs, they're not afraid to go ultra late, win the game with buybacks on certain fights. We talked about the possibility of late game, but I think Deuce just ran out of control. It might be a little more favorable for them, but again, it's about how much this TA can get done in that mid game. They get caught in a similar situation last time where it's like that ILTW Huskar. He wanted this Roshan. He went in there 3 times and never got it. I think it's a bit easier for them this time.
He just denied an entire creep wave in this top lane. That top lane feels pretty rough for Chrysalis. This time he's on the receiving end of this Skywrath Mage. Is this Skywrath Mage just like an insane hero for the patch right now? Like, what changed about this hero that all of a sudden made him so good and so popular?
He was getting buffed for a while. I think his laning has been strong since Concussive Shock got amped up. And it got amped up even more. This is 120 damage, 4 seconds slow for 80 mana. It's ridiculous. It's very hard to outtrade this hero on lane, especially with another ranged core. I mean, this is just a monster of a lane for a melee carry to play in. This hero also has a really good matchup versus Bane, and I think it's one of the reasons Enigma took it early. It's a very long-range silence interrupt. You destroy Bane in the lane matchup, as we're seeing here. The time Bane gets out-traded like this and he has to run away, hero feels pretty bad, so
it was always good. It's just some of the heroes, both on the enemy side and on your own side, just match better with Sky, right? I mean, Sand King coming back in has got to be another big reason,
that's definitely a big element as well. Just people start playing different heroes, suddenly it makes some of these other fringe picks a lot more viable.
Maybe like off-lane Ancient Apparition?
You never know. ILTW getting slowed with all these Eidolons on him.
Yeah, those Eidolons. These newer Eidolons, the little buff that they got recently, they're pretty dangerous.
Farm the bug. Look at all that gold.
Got at least.
You just got 5 that are like almost over 200 gold, I think. Almost more than a kill. Yo,
look at that.
Bug me again, Kuro. Bug me.
Do
Keep it coming. These Eidolons are no joke now, by the way. You have to respect these on the lane. Especially as a core Enigma, you're going to get to the level too fast. You can play on the lane. This Enigma lane does not have Eidolon clears, we just saw. If anything, it makes them stronger with the bug. So this is not going to be the easiest lane for ILTW to get out feeling super good about. I mean, Enchantress as well. Cyril starts to ramp up. Level 3 is a huge timing for her. This could really be a lane where Enigma just loses their tower by 7 or 8 minutes. It's played super well.
I will say it's very cathartic watching the Swarm get punished in some way. That ability has been so good these last 2 patches, and the only downside is you feed away a decent amount of gold sometimes, and with summons, that's perhaps the best opportunity, but that ability has just been bonkers for so long.
Definitely been pretty strong.
It's been
them to Karma.
He tried to body block him a little bit so Mind Control would tank the damage there. Not quite good enough. He's pretty low.
Might sleep into a Blood Raid if he can land it, but
he has 10 magic wand charges, so it's not going to be a kill per se, especially with Sunstrike missing. Sleep into the nuke, and it's not quite enough. It does hit the Skywrath, but Mind Control stays healthy.
GH with fast boots on this lane too. Just a tough lane for this Bloodseeker to trade into, but they're doing a decent job. Fishman picking up the early raindrop helps as well. But more bug on Idol on action.
Yeah, but they really want the kill on ILTW, and he is being just herded into a Sunstrike. Very well set up by Stormstormer. And Kuro is dead as well.
Oh my god, there's too many units on this lane.
Yeah.
This is an abomination of Dota or something, but the rally, the skeletons, the Eidolons. That's where you wish you had a Call Blast right now.
Oh yeah, seriously.
Or an Alchemist.
True.
Haven't seen him in a while, but
the panel was kind of talking about it. Katomi, this is going to be his 4th different hero he's played during the DPC, but he is an Enchantress expert. Formerly known as Suzuya. You would have seen him on Creepwave, Khan, a couple other teams. I think Yellow Submarine he tried out for at some point in time. So he's been around, but he's mostly been around as a 5 position.
Sunstrike on this Weaver.
And he's doing a very good job at his transition to 4 as he once again finds a kill on Kuro.
That's another kill, another Sunstrike assist. And that's the Weaver TP back to lane, so he's out of it for 60. This is a huge window. This is catapult timing as well. This lane might just get completely broken over right now if Nigma's not careful.
Yeah, what does a Chaos Knight do if he can't actually lane? Pre-level 6.
He does nothing. He cries and hits jungle with Chaos Strike.
Look at that tomato revenge. He brought the Hellbear into lane as it was going to die. And if ILTW was...
Wait, did he deny his own catapult?
I think he might have. So it looks like they're going to try and keep the lane back rather than...
Interesting. I would have just killed theirs and dove the CK. No one can help him. Kuro, GH are both mid, don't have TPs.
Oh, double trap being popped there. They really want this Invoker kill. They've committed so many resources to it, and they do manage to kill him.
They're going to chunk this tower right now, so... They are getting to dive bottom. ILTW will pay the price, but again, they killed their own catapult, so they're not getting the effective tower taken. Meanwhile, Nigma with this double damage mid, this is a really good move for them because I don't think that bottom lane was salvageable, and instead they're just going to get a mid tower off of one gank.
Gotcha.
Fishman, he's going to try and come in.
This is not a fight for you.
But this deep ward spotted him rotating in through those trees, and it's going to be a free kill for Miracle, and back into the tower they go.
7-minute tier 1 mid, and it's an Invoker who hates losing this early tower, especially his Exort. Wants to be able to make those triangle ancient back to mid farming rotations. And we're talking about Miracle being the accelerant in a lot of these Nigma games. He's off to a great start, so ILTW, your game's rough, but you know, buy a Midas, do something, you'll come back.
Yeah. I mean, like at least this time around, they're getting something for ILTW having a bad lane.
Exactly.
Felt like last time there wasn't any trade-off.
I agree. This is, you know, you make the best of a worse situation, as I think one of those voice lines is. This is definitely Nigma taking advantage of that big rune on Miracle mid and putting it to good use.
Now they're going to try and save his lane by rotating GH over, but GH had already been kind of spoiled.
I mean, there's not any interaction that's good for them on this lane. This Enigma is untouchable behind the Eidolon wall. It's just a lane you can maybe stall it up, put Kuro down here to get some XP, but the big plays are going to come out on this DPL top and what Miracle decides to do in terms of how aggressive he gets with the early farm he's had.
Yeah, it's kind of curious that they made that call, okay, abandoned bottom lane, let's just focus on mid, but that they didn't make the same call to play around mind control.
I think sometimes he just gets thrown on a little bit too much of an island. It can be hard to aggressively use his DP ult into that rupture.
Yeah.
I can understand, but at the same time, this is a death prophet. You gotta find a way to make her ult work for you in the early game as GH.
Yeah, look at that combo.
Again.
Nightmare into Bloodright and Sunstrike.
These Sunstrikes have done a decent amount of work. Not something we're used to seeing, but
Kuro's gonna die again here. The Shikuchi, it's on cooldown for too long. To use the black hole just in case.
I don't know if you needed that one, but
yeah,
sends a message. Don't come down here.
It's true. You said park that mind control. He's still being left alone here, and they're going to go for the kill here, and he's trying to keep himself alive with the Spirit Siphons. It's not going to be good enough. Chrysalis picks that one up. Again, I have to wonder, like, why don't they just play around this Death Prophet? He's strong.
Not sure. I feel like even CK could have gone up there and they deward the lane and run up. They can turn that around.
They're still trying to salvage this bottom lane. If they do not get this kill on Toby, they're going to feel really bad about it. But I think they got my LTW.
No stun, though.
Oh, Miracle's
Kuro going for the dive.
Kuro going for the dive here. Needs another hit in. The Malphite stun stops him for a moment. Oh, he does get him with the bug. The bug actually killed Toby over time. Meanwhile, though, GH did die on the other side of the map. So 1 for 2 trade-off here.
Enigma just does not want to give this Enigma this tower, which I can respect. It's pretty annoying for him if he doesn't get it, but it's a huge committal, and it's costing ILTW a lot in terms of his tempo in the game. There's maybe an argument he doesn't have a lot elsewhere to go, but now you're using a DP ult for this offlane tower.
Yeah, my control is like, I'm not going back to top. I'm going to come bottom.
Defend this one for sure.
Yeah, they certainly are. And my control, he's going to put himself in a corner here. Those trees are taken away. The Blood Right Sunstrike set up. And this time around, when Mind Control hides himself in a corner, there is no exorcism save. This time he dies.
Kristallus is happy to kill him top. He's happy to kill him bottom.
Yeah.
Wherever this DP goes, anytime he can have that rupture up and engage him, he didn't even need it there. This will free up some space for that Chaos Knight top, but now this tower is just going down for sure.
They put all that effort into trying to save this tower, and it's still going to die from this big push coming in from Entity.
I feel like again, it's Enigma putting a lot of eggs in this bottom basket, but it slowed down this CK and DP's game a lot, I think, because they didn't get this aggressive move top.
Yeah.
And Miracle ends up getting a lot out of this time period. He's still very farmed in snowballing, has a haste rune. He'll just pick up the freebie. Well, as another game, it's going to come down to how much can Miracle get done with the net worth he has to pull his other two cores into that mid game.
Yeah. I feel like Nigma fans are probably very familiar with that game plan, because it does seem just kind of what's been happening lately is side lanes seem to fall apart. Miracle gets pushed away. Nice play there from the Enchantress Katomi.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I mean, if there is a player you're gonna hope to set that up for you, Miracle's not a bad one to pick.
Yeah, that's true.
Historically speaking. And he's primed for success in this game, because there's not a lot that can deal with this TA in these early skirmish fights, especially with how early that tier 1 mid went down. It's given him free rune control. That's another reason we've seen this TA snowball a lot. He'll pick up another one here. Regen top, not that amazing, but it's going to be a question of how early does Enigma feel confident to try and force that Roshan.
Right.
Because this is a game you need to force it, in my opinion. You need to use this DP ult, the early TA Deso, which is what Miracle's going for. Get some value out of that. Get this Aegis and take over the map with it. This is the way the game is going. This is not a game you're going to be happy sitting back as Enigma, I think, because all the entity cores are farming up. They're happy scaling this game. This is a Midas Exort Invoker, remember. So he's scaling and farming at a faster rate than this Quaswex who runs around and makes space. He's like a true scaling core.
Yeah, and Katomi's farming up neutrals half the time too as an Enchantress, so add a fourth hero that's kind of farming to the mix.
Yeah, exactly. He might even just go the Hurricane Pike this build and pike the TA or DP out of the fight. This build does a lot of damage.
Yeah, especially with Rupture on top of it, push the enemy into it.
Sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Just don't push him out of Black Hole, you know?
Yeah.
Or the Sunstrike.
Two-man smoke up. GH and Miracle. They're going to rotate to the side here. They're going to run into the Enchantress most likely. Meanwhile, Kuro TP's out from the Rupture, so...
Katomi's fine too. Even Sky ulted him. They really wanted to kick this Ench out of here, but again, it's... What do you even gain from this kill? Not a whole lot. I'd rather see Miracle just accelerate into his timings and then make a really good move with it.
And he still managed to keep a very nice aggressive ward. Katomi placed there on the high ground, though. Maybe Kuro does have an idea. It's there. He does, yeah.
Kuro has a decent amount of farm because he lingered around bottom, so I'm going to also be interested to see what he goes. He has Helm of the Dominator queued up. I guess you just buy this on any hero.
If you don't have a must-have item, then that must-have item turns into Helmet Dominator, apparently.
I mean, one of the best items they can get this game is Wind Waker. It's a little early to be thinking about it, but yeah, he does have Yules after the Dom, so never know.
Do you think Wind Waker is more viable than just an Aghanim Scepter on him?
I was also thinking about the Ags before the game, but it honestly might be trickier this game with the AoE Blood Right, this Enigma get shard or just the positioning of the hold, but
Right.
I think Ags is more realistic than Wind Waker, right? In a lot of situations.
I mean, that's one of the most expensive items in the game.
Yes.
Wind Waker's insane.
Wind Waker is not going to happen on the Weaver this game, but those types of items I think are interesting to think about versus Enigma late game.
Yeah.
Because again, Enigma's not really blowing this game open, right?
Oh, GH and Miracle, they spawn Stormstormer.
LTW's up here too.
Yeah, LTW is going to be able to pounce onto the Bane. So good kill there, but I think they really wanted Stormstormer. Once again, Kuro TP's away from another Rupture. He tries to go for a Sunstrike in the fountain. Cute little play there from Stormstormer, but it will not find the kill.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This is the signal for Enigma to potentially force that Roshan. Both their big ults up, and they'll do it. There's pretty much no way for Entity to contest this unless they were preemptively smoked and you just blind black hole it, but GH is always going to silence you.
Radiant's middle tower
So this is a
under
game where
attack.
Entity has to be very patient.
Roshan
Let the
has
map
fallen
develop,
to the Radiant.
let the play kind of develop into them, similar to last game, and be confident scaling, because I don't think they have a huge amount of aggressive potential at this point in the game. Into this Aegis, over the traps.
Radiant's middle tower
Patience
under
is a
attack.
virtue, my friend.
Do you think that Nigma looks better with Miracle playing these playmakers that create space, or more farming heroes like they are doing with the TA right here?
That's a tough question. I think
Because they look bad either way.
I think no, come on, Cap.
I'm sorry, I had to throw that in.
I think historically they tend to do better when Miracle is confident on his hero scaling.
Yeah.
But he can do that on a lot of the playmakers as well, right? Like when I watch him play Puck or even Invoker, which some people consider Invoker kind of playmaking, whatever. He plays those heroes to scale. He plays to be the highest net worth, the most damage in the late game fight.
Sure.
I just think he excels on a hero that's going to deal the most damage in those later fights. Whatever hero he wants to do that, he's going to be confident on it. That's like the biggest key for this team, because I think they're always going to invest a lot in him having a good game. Which means ILTW, sometimes he gets the bad end of the stick like he did this game. But on a hero like CK who can go in and make space, he has a stun, some minus armor, it can work.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Entity.
He slept into Sunstrike here.
They're going to rotate to this other side. This is looking pretty good. The Deafening Blast, that's going to be life number one. Miracle loses the Aegis. Kuro's in an awkward position too. Does manage to get off the timeline.
Black hole here.
Second life. Miracle's ruptured. They don't even need the blink black hole to be able to ensure that kill. Nigma Galaxy, they tried to make a play to the other side of the map, and it looks like Fishman caught them, punishes them heavily, catches the TA, and now maybe even the Weaver. Though he doesn't have Fiend's Grip. Kuro is going to go for the TP out, and it'll be good. It'll be fine.
No Fountain Sunstrike that time. Oh, he did try it actually. He missed. Almost got him a second time. One of these times, he's going to get him.
Days.
Just TA very deep. Miracle cutting waves aggressively. Again, that's the type of thing where Entity's happy to take a fight once it develops that deep into them and they can burn that Aegis for free.
Yeah, and I think some of Nigma was setting up to try and catch Hero's bottom lane too.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
that
They
felt
missed
like
out.
another disconnect that we've seen a lot from them.
It did. Just unfortunate. And Miracle, he's like going for that blink next. Wishes he had it there, because that's where you can play super aggressively as hero and just blink out.
Yeah.
But that's the upside of Bane. That's why his hero's so powerful. Not a lot of heroes can deal with this sleep into the grip setup. How do you itemize against that? I guess you get a Harpy and you see him, right?
Yeah.
That's what Kurl's decided is the game plan. Did spend that gold on this vision creep, so this is where you have to put it to use.
Man, he's actually going to go Yules, huh?
Of course, he's got those Wind Waker plans, man.
All right.
He's the 4 now. GH, I'm sorry.
Yeah, rank 1 for what?
You're the 5.
Play 5?
And he got the 8th lens, which I think is really nice. This is a good Skywrath.
Oh, look at this. This Harpy might
Out.
just get Crystallis killed, or maybe it's going to be Katomi instead. They
want that Bloodseeker.
All right, they're going to go for trying to get the fast kill on Katomi, but he managed to walk away, so they didn't hit him with the Meld Strike.
They still see Crystallis, though.
He TP's away. They're going to be able to catch Crystallis. They've got the stun onto him, and the bigger kill is got. Dominating streak, give it away to Miracle.
And they want to set up top, too. Trying to bait out this go on mind control. GH is here. He TP'd very far left, though, and no silence.
Okay. TP's out.
TP's out.
Radiant's middle tower is under
GH
attack.
dies as well to these forges.
He died to the Force Spirits? Oh,
Disaster for
going
Enigma
on?
on the map. Just the right idea with the bait and setup, but you have to be patient. Just no silence on GH anyway. I think mind control is dead no matter what.
Is under attack.
Sometimes you put your efforts in too many arenas and
Radiant are scanning.
currently watching Miracle set up with a double damage. He wants to see if he can get the Vax execution
There's
on
a gem,
Stormstormer. Oh, okay, he's got a gem.
This is an early gem pickup. Fishman investing in the ability to clear those traps.
Oh, Miracle, he actually goes back in for the kill with the double damage. He gets it, a drop
And a gem.
He's going to try and get away with it, but Entity's saying, no, 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 no. You're not going anywhere, my friend. Caught with a black hole into the blood right, and they will manage to get the gem back into their hands.
That would have been a monster of a play if he got away with that, though. Just too many big ults for him to deal with on his own.
Get that Harpy out of here. Kill him. Hitomi jukes out the Mystic Flare, awkwardly placed there by GH.
That's the other thing about Skywrath this game. He has one stun to play off of.
Yeah.
And it's not some Sand King super aggressive hero. It's theoretically his one position carry, Chaos Knight, which ILTW did itemize with this blink to be able to facilitate that a little bit. He knows his job is to go in and set up the fight for his damage dealers, which he's got 4 of them, right? Everybody else on his team wants someone else to go in and start the fight. We'll see. Just 3 shots him, kills his 4, just takes the gem. Looks so good until you get sucked into the black hole.
Well, still, he traded 1 for 1. The black hole is now on cooldown. Do you think Nigma want to try and make fights happen when they know black hole is on cooldown, or is it still like kind of scary against this Bloodseeker who has a BKB now?
I think that's always the game plan when black hole's down, but who's initiating for Nigma? It comes down to ILTW, right?
Yeah.
With GH behind them, and they're looking for it, but not the easiest to find. There's a lot of summons that can push these lanes. Enigma, Invoker, and Enchantress, all just shoving lanes with random units, not even showing the real heroes, which means Entity can group up a little bit faster and a little bit easier. They're a hard ball just to run into, but ILTW is going to find a good target.
You get the Bane. They would have loved to kill Stormstormer, but his conservative pushing, like you were talking about, did keep him alive instead. The 5 position dies. ILTW will use these illusions to clear out the tier 1, it looks like.
This game feels like it's coming down to dealing with the split push for Enigma.
Yeah.
Because Entity is, again, I feel as though they're pretty happy just farming and scaling into this game. They already have BKB on that Enigma, so hole up in 50, uncounterable. Their team fight's coming online. This Invoker can scale like a monster this game. Even the Ags in the late game, he's going Shivas right now. He's going to deal a lot of right-click. Throwing Alacrity on this Bloodseeker is terrifying. Enigma really wants to try and close the map up, but they're having trouble pressuring the lanes, keeping the lanes in, and then catching Entity's heroes. Kuro's thinking about going up this hill.
He does.
Gets his Harpy stolen.
Ah, there goes the Harpy. Okay, BKB up on the Enigma, as you said, free black hole time in just 8 seconds. So, Enigma, I'm not sure what you do from here on out. Like, how do you play against this uncounterable black hole?
Find him first. That's one way.
Yeah.
I think that's the reasoning behind why Kuro went for this Dawn build. The other route is you can be tanky enough to live through it, which they're not at yet, but it's always a possibility. Another option is, since Miracle does have this Dragonlance and DD, he outputs so much physical, he in theory can kill this Enigma.
Okay.
By blinking in. Like, imagine this fight, he blinks in with double damage. He can 2 or 3 shot this Enigma, even if he's holding his team. That's also an option. ILTW, he's going to ult and trap himself here.
Yeah, he really wanted to be able to kill Stormstormer, but once again, he's just really good awareness on the map. Like, he was scouting out earlier with Sunstrike on that area, then threw Forge Spirits up there. He kills the wards. He almost caught GH. Like, I feel like so many times Enigma is actively trying to hunt him down, and he eludes capture every single time.
He's really hard to catch. Bots, blink, BKB.
Yeah.
Good luck, you know. This guy's 460 invis running around the map with a gem. This next Rosh is the really pivotal moment of this game. Enigma needs this Roshan in order to combat that black hole. Aegis is one of the best tools against it. That's one way to deal with it. Fresh Daedalus on this TA. Bell Dispels as well. Gonna help him versus Malefice, some of these other random annoying slows. Miracle wants to fight. About how Enigma can get it.
Yeah, I feel like Entity's game plan is like relatively straightforward, so I'm curious how you think Enigma is supposed to take this fight. Like, do they bait out Chaos Knight and then keep Miracle off the map? Because I feel like if Miracle gets Black Hole, the team fight's over.
Yeah, I don't think you can go in first with this TA. You're just going to get gripped, and then they have this Black Hole waiting behind them, right? Maybe GH cancels it, but by then you're clumping, and I think the fight turns bad. Ideally, you find some sort of numbers advantage, but Enemy is just so happy to sit on these high ground wards. We've seen this in both games. Just being very patient, happy to even give up some net worth lead just to make sure they don't feed away a bad kill at an important time. Let this Invoker shove the waves because he's uncatchable. And I tend to agree, it's really hard to catch him. So if anything, I think you have to bait this Weaver, maybe soft bait this DP, go in vision, start aggressively dewarding, make them jump, and then give your TA and the CK the fight. But
oh Jesus, Enigma, they are full committing.
This is risky because Miracle can just get jumped.
Yeah, they're trying to fish for some vision right now. They've got really good tools. Bloodright. Oh, Fiend's Grip actually from the high ground. Very awkward for ILTW. He's just dead. Oh no, they actually jump in. Miracle trying to go for the fast kill on Chris, but Rupture and Bash, he manages to get away. Miracle stuck right now. They do manage to chase him down though. Mind Control, Weast actually the champion there, tries to go for the fast kill into Toby. A couple of shots and it looks like he will die to Mind Control. Mind Control is the savior of this team fight and might have just allowed Miracle to be able to get away the vision. It's helping him get away. Katomi not going to be able to get that kill on the Templar Assassin, and you know Miracle's going to come back in with that fresh refraction. He goes for the fast one on Fishman, follows it up. Katomi's dead as well. And what started off looking terrible for them, ILTW getting picked, but Enigma Galaxy, the rest of them, clean up Entity on the high ground.
So much damage coming out from this Exorcism in this fight. MC the savior. Miracle still did the most, just perfectly selecting his targets, even though he got bashed and ruptured. Crystallis was just too low to man up into him and those ghosts flying around. Black hole for what? Yeah, I was thinking Miracle's going to be the one to kill this Enigma Black Hole, but turns out it's Mind Control. Even with CK having zero impact on this fight. Just a free fight for Death Prophet. Enigma died first as well. He just got jumped, so that's an Enigma dieback.
Do you see how Crystallis died? He was hitting the bug, and so he stopped long enough that the spirits caught up to him and wiped him out while he still had that minus armor.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, that was a real rough one there for him. But yeah, Mind Control, beautifully played by him as the Death Prophet, cleaning up so many of these kills that Miracle initially pushed damage onto. And as a result, they net themselves a good Roshan. They have the Aegis on the Templar Assassin. They also gave the Shard to him as well. So watch for those trap, both the slow and the silence.
Miracle wants to go here. No Black Hole. This is no Rupture even. This is a really good window for Enigma to potentially force the issue. Envy smoking into them without the cooldowns.
Oh, that is a bold move. They're going to pay off, though, Entity.
There's a Heartbeat group scouting all of this, too.
They see all of this, and Enigma, they are eluding it for now. Heartbeat is going to get yanked. Bye-bye.
Surprised Enigma did not want to hold that high ground and take the fight without Entity cooldowns.
Maybe they feel like
they even have Aegis.
Just that important.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he is really important. No doubt about that. Salvaging that last fight for them.
Aghanim Scepter for Kuro, so he's going to be getting that very soon. Orchid into the stun. Fortunately, the Ghost Scepter will keep Fishman alive.
That was ILTW warding that, by the way, so not every day you see these one positions playing observer wards. It's very nice, though.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the fact that he's willing to take on that role of like being an initiator, probably going to be dying a lot in these team fights, but setting up Miracle to be able to follow up. But
it's the right role to play this game. Like, he doesn't need a huge amount of farm for them to win off the back of this TA and DP. He has all the damage he needs behind him. Just survive, be a disruptor, land the stuns even when Orchid for more disruption. If you can ever force an early Enigma BKB, it might win them the fight later.
There's the, you talked about if he goes Aghanim Scepter on Weaver, there's a lot of AoE stuff, and one of the things you said was Enigma with the Shard. And he is actually going to be going that next. So we may see him try and save somebody inside of the black hole and get pulled into it before he can get off the time lapse.
Can definitely happen. Don't get that angle right.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Everybody's been caught once or twice in their lives, you know?
Which means like Toby's positioning of the black hole is particularly important, right? He's got to get Miracle or whoever he's going for like dead to center.
It's mine.
If he gets him on the edges, then, you know, the time lapse could easily go off and things become awkward from there.
It's also kind of a question of, in order to set up this black hole, in order to set up the Bloodseeker coming into a fight where heroes are getting low, I see Miracle try and kill this Enchantress. 2 shots him off the crit. All right.
Top tower is under attack.
I was about to say, who is starting these fights for Entity? You think about it. Like, are they just running in and rupturing somebody? It doesn't sound amazing.
It's a very cool play from Stormstormer, as long as he doesn't get caught, but maybe he has been.
Yeah,
the gem, BKB goes off, he's got Fishman on the other side of
Might
things.
try and grip him here.
Yeah, they're actually setting up for the Templar Assassin with the Aegis. They're going to try and burn through that real quickly and then maybe get out. Or, oh no, the silence BKB, he throws out the black hole. He's going to be able to grab 2 members inside of it, and with the refraction not being up, Miracle gets bursted down at ILTW. He's going to come up next. Mind Control trying to chase down people, but Chrysalis, he is zooming around the map, picks up a triple kill, and now they can focus on the Death Prophet. Mind Control, I don't know if he could do it alone here, but they are a bit skittish of trying to chase him down. So a really great fight for Entity, but they do halt themselves. They don't go for more. They just accept the one team fight and don't press any further.
I think ILTW just pulled the trigger on that a little too fast, because you know they're going to try and go in with the grip or the hole on this TA when he respawns, and that's when Enigma need to come with the counter initiation, or maybe even Mind Control getting in there sooner. But Miracle's just a little too far away from the team there, and it ends up setting up this fight for Entity. I was questioning how Entity's going to start these fights, but you give the free Aegis kill like that, suddenly all these spells that Entity can set up on top of that respawn become really annoying to fight into. Midnight Pulse, the Blood Right, Sunstrike Meteor.
Also, Kuro getting caught here in this situation. There it is. He gets pulled into the black hole.
3-man hole. That'll do it.
He had the Aghanim Scepter, so...
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay. He picked it up after his...
But even if he did...
Yeah, even if he did.
I mean, that's close, right? Because ILTW, he's trying to get the stun on the Enigma before the BKB, but that's just a hard situation.
Yeah.
If he gets it, I mean, it's fight winning. I understand going for it. But Kobe just a little too quick, and he did have that shard as well, so you gotta be careful you don't get sucked in here.
Yeah.
But now that Ags is finished for Kuro, so the cheaper Wind Waker here. This is going to be huge in the fights. If he can ever save his TA from grip, from black hole, reset the fight, allow Mind Control to go in then with one of those ults down, that's where this DP, we saw it. He's the hardest hero for Entity to deal with in a way. Just so tanky. He even has that blast rig, so he's not easy to take down. Can't grip him with that Linken's. You almost want to black hole his DP, but then Miracle kills you on the back end.
Gotcha.
The way they're playing this between Stormstormer and the Enigma, just throwing Eidolons down lane, it's
so annoying.
Yeah, super annoying, as Fishman barely gets out alive. Blink Dagger, GH, not like they had a stun to be able to stop it anyway. BKB up next for Miracle, which still doesn't necessarily stop the power of the Enigma, but at least a chance he can survive through the black hole.
Yes, again, he went that Pike build, high physical burst. He has long range, so if he is not the one black hole, he blinks in BKB. He's gonna kill this Enigma. That hold does not matter. But Toby did disassemble and finish this Aeon disc, so that's another big deal here. LTW might be thinking, I'm gonna go and stun this Enigma to start the fight. Might end up backfiring on them. That Aeon pops and he can turn it around. This is where the vision matters so much in Dota. Even being able to scout items early before the fight starts is going to make a huge difference.
It's That's why this heartbeat is so important. That's why the gem pickup on Stormstormer and him running around the map, killing traps, killing wards is so good.
This is a game of vision right here, and both teams are fighting very hard for it.
Particularly over this dire triangle that Nigma Galaxy have once again occupied.
Miracle also 25, he has Meld Bash.
Ooh.
So this is also a big deal in these fights. The amount of bursts that can come out, but also stopping some of these channel spells is a big deal.
Yeah, it was supposed to be an uncounterable black hole until somebody got an Abyssal, but it turns out level 25 of TA would happen first.
And he has a quiver. So Miracle's, he's really gearing up for... He's going to cause some havoc in these fights. And it's going to be unexpected, just this one hit that can come out.
In which case, the counterplay there from Fishman with Defensive Nightmares or maybe a Fiend's Grip on Miracle is going to be so important. How they get the black hole in the first place.
I mean, Stormstormer kind of has to tank the front of it, but you don't want him tanking it. ILTW, he's just charging in right now. He knows his job.
And he goes for it. Doesn't manage to get the stun. Immediately he's going to be like, oh, there goes the Melt Bash. ILTW is still going to be dying here. And Chrysalis, a big heals up as he managed to just rip through Miracle. He gets the bashes is going to be enough. He gets that kill, stays alive, zooms on it there. Like Sonic Mind Control, he's trying to stay in, once again trying to win this fight for his team as his other two cores seem incapable to be able to do so. The supports are getting cleaned up in the back line as GH is going to die. Fishman, he actually last second sounds up Fishman, perhaps to save Kuro, but no. Strike on point from Stormstormer, and at best, Mind Control will get 2 out of this, but now he immediately pops his BKB, which he had the entire time, uses it to TP out safely. So nice play by him, but the rest of Nigma Galaxy got totally countered by that Bloodseeker.
His damage just got amped up so fast with that CK getting low. Even if you counter that hole, the damage is done. Miracle cannot fight Chrysalis in these one-on-ones. He's even getting some sideway hits, but you see here the bashes with that AC on him, tearing him apart. Yeah, the MC comes in after some of this done. He's a huge threat. He can't deal with it, but too little too late. His 2 other cores are dead. That sustained fight is just hard to take.
Mind Control ran down a couple of heroes there. Entity, though, still very happy with that fight. Got the Roshan, so they have Aegis, Cheese.
And what happened to the Weaver Axe that fight? Did he get gripped or slept? He must have got interrupted in something, right? Talking about Wind Waker, though. Mind Control finishes a full Wind Waker out here.
Okay.
So now that's a second save for these cores that go in and get gripped or hold. Maybe alleviate some of that damage. It has to come out fast, though, because as we saw there, even getting one of these cores low is enough to power up this Bloodseeker. Yeah. And he just turns into an absolute beast.
I'm not even sure, like, the black hole
doesn't matter.
But I feel like the Midnight Pulse is actually monstrous, right? Because it got changed to being the current HP, so it does a higher percentage. So on this hero like Chaos Knight, he's sitting in the Midnight Pulse at full health for 2 or 3 seconds, and now with the Rupture damage as well, he is almost instantly low. Has to go for a TP out. Back first hit. No, Chrysalis doesn't quite get it.
It's a window to engage, though.
He does have Wind Waker. He does have BKB. Immediately gets bashed by Chrysalis. He's going to turn around. Mind Control thinking about it, but no.
You don't want to fight into that Aegis.
Yeah.
On top of, we didn't see it, but Refresher Shard on Toby.
I was looking for that
one black hole and 1 pulse are good, but 2 are better.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, I think he dies in 1 hole. Like, he's going to die to Exorcism or Meld or something. He might not even get the second one, but still the threat of it is just so hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Especially with this Aegis on Bloodseeker, it means he can play a lot more patient. He doesn't have to jump in when that initial engagement happens because, I mean, Crystallis has 2 lives. Yeah. Who cares if he dies?
So Entity, they're going to be looking to close out the map as much as possible during this period of strength. Still have to be a little bit wary of Nigma potentially fighting them back, but it should just be a pretty easy run of objectives the next couple of minutes.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They don't even risk heroes hitting the building. They're going to let all their summons do the work for them.
Yeah, Alacrity Dark Troll Summoner. They're going to try and take this Harpy down as well. That's the downside of this Dom build. We don't talk about a lot of the downsides, but it's not as if there's a free, you know, Harpy factory line. In a position like this, Hurl's Harpy goes down. You might not get one for a while and have the opportunity.
And it's pretty small, but he has fed away probably like 500 net worth at this point.
Yeah, it adds up. Definitely adds up. This Invoker is farmed to the gills, level 25, and he chose that Radio Blast, so it's also a big deal in these fights, just saving supports or even his Enigma or Bloodseeker from the CK illusions, the TA. If Enigma cores are not careful, they get hit by this blast. That's all their damage gone in a fight outside of Mind Control. And Mind Control, he's been owning these fights, but you can't put it all on his back. At a certain point, he's getting holed by one of those black holes. He will die extremely fast if Crystals can man up on him.
Yeah. With the shard, the percentage-based damage that he's able to do with the Rupture, Midnight Pulse. I mean, it's funny, he gets ruptured in one round of Midnight Pulse, and like there goes a quarter of his health just at the start of the team fight.
Can't sit in it, can't run away.
Yeah.
What do you do? Let someone else go in for you?
Well, from what we've seen so far, the answer is just die. Kuro not going to get off the time lapse. Good pick there from Entity and holding their high ground. Do not want to give this ground back over to Nigma, particularly when they have the Aegis and Cheese.
Feels like the story of this series.
Yeah.
Nigma just cannot take the fights into Entity's high ground, and at the same time, they're not building enough of a net worth lead to punish the group up. Especially with Stormstormer kind of ratting out these side lanes this game. Always keep up.
The last few seconds of Aegis here. They smoke up and might just be able to find a really big kill. ILTW is almost instantly dead.
Yeah, he's gone.
Rupture Black Holds. There's no chance of fighting that back.
He just takes so much damage, even off that first burst. He's like half HP in a second.
Yeah.
Even if you, that's what I'm saying, even if you cancel that hold, I don't think it's changing the fight much, because his Bloodseeker's already powered up. I don't know who's killing him when he's powered up. It's pretty much MC off the back of Eld's Bash, right? Because if CK is getting jumped, that's Nigma's one stun. Now your control is already gone to a large degree. Hurts GH's game, hurts this Death Prophet and TA's game. It's a tough situation to be in for Nigma here.
SVG, I've got a question for you.
All right, hit me.
This game goes 80 minutes, let's say.
Yeah?
Do we ever see a Bloodseeker Axe, ever?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think so. I had to think about it. I had to read this a little bit, but it's a difficult axe to buy, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, anybody doesn't know, this new Blood Mist ability they gave him is pretty rough, but just as a right clicker, the shard works very nicely, and Chrysalis with a double damage. Fortunately, the smoke breaks on the Weaver. Not the ideal target there, but there's no rush to things. I mean, look at this. Toby's trying to get a refresher. In fact, he has it on its way.
That's a refresh into the refresh. Triple Midnight Pulse.
Just throw it down all around the base and just go high ground.
It's definitely not what he's playing for, but it's also a lot of BKBs and multiple Aeon discs, right?
Yeah.
Which is sometimes a bigger deal. See some of these games, it's Enigma's squishy, but in theory he has triple Aeon and you can just keep popping it. So much time for TA or DB to try and commit in the fight to deal with him.
Right.
It adds up, so.
And with the TA is like very much an assassination hero. She wants to be able to get that fast kill.
And she knows it. Miracle's itemizing Nullifier here. His game plan is to try and find this Enigma, take him out of the fight so his other cores can engage.
What a weird position. Oh, we got caught by Rupture, but immediately BKB TP's out. The black hole is not going to be there in time. Toby couldn't close the distance. I suppose he could have he refreshed his blink and gone for it, but fair enough.
Yeah, that's true. That would have been a dang play, but
would have been, but hard to think of it in the moment.
I mean, also, is it necessary? Maybe not, but
yeah, that's
nice. He's probably thinking, 3 black holes, we're not going to lose a fight. I tend to agree with Miracle's line of thinking here. If they don't jump and kill this Enigma at this point, I think the pulses and even a couple seconds of black hole, even if you Wind Waker somebody, it's going to power up this Bloodseeker too much and suddenly the fight's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Maybe you can take a defensive fight with buybacks. The buybacks are always going to be powerful here in this type of game for Nigma, but Entity's not even threatening to go high ground anytime soon. They're just happy to farm.
And this is what we're talking about. There's always that meme, you know, oh, it's not the black hole, it's the threat of the black hole that's important, right? But this game, it's really true because we're talking about it. Nigma's thinking about it the entire time. They're focused on one hero. We haven't really discussed, like, Katomi, for example, who's just been farming away on this Enchantress. Like, all these other heroes are just not really being addressed, perhaps, because this Enigma is such a big threat to Nigma.
I feel like those types of games always favor the team that is making it so you have to address them. Especially Bane, he gets his ghost off, but it's a recipe for GH to lay into him, and that's a good find. I mean, pretty much anything at this point is a good find for Nigma. Creates a little opening for them to try and find more. GH will show bottom, and Entity, that's a signal for them to retake this jungle.
Yeah, Shiva's scouting the high grounds, not finding anything, or maybe finding Curl. They spot him. Time lapse, even if he got it off, I don't think it would save anything. They even know about the ward that he placed, I think, aggressively there. As Stormstormer doesn't have the gem, so maybe not. Who does have it now? Katomi, he's going to walk over, he'll spot that ward.
Zench is not even that easy of a kill in this game unless he gets Chaos bolted into the Skywrath spells.
Yeah.
And he will deal a decent amount of damage with this pike, not to mention the disruption it will cause if one of these Nigma cores gets shoved away. See Stormstormer pick up the freebie.
Yeah, he tried to push out bottom lane a decent amount. Miracle gets spotted. They also popped the Phantasm, I think, to try and maybe chip away at that tier 3, but Entity, they are reading this team like a book, it seems like. Even taking one of the illusions themselves to push out the lane. Stormstormer, he's already done a decent amount of damage to this bottom tier 3 with Forge Spirit pushes.
Feels uncatchable too. He's been doing this all game. It's so annoying, forcing Nigma to play his style of game. Now they're gonna look for Miracle on the other side of the map.
Miracle, he doesn't have his blink up. Pops his, okay, Hurricane Pike, but he still has BKB. Do they have anything to stop it? No.
There is Abyssal and Grip, but too far.
Toby, not there, so.
Nigma will dodge a bullet. At the same time, how much longer can you dodge bullets in this game before you're gonna have to man up and take that fight that Entity forces on you?
Yeah.
Especially with another Roshan. I mean, how many, is this another Refresher Shard? It is, so how many do you need?
Yeah, they've got Refresher Shard and an Aghanim Scepter, so if they give that to the Enigma, that's gonna be another round of Midnight Pulses.
I think you give it to Bane. That axe is insanely
Oh,
fun.
yeah. That's actually a great one to pick up.
Enigma does not really have the best spells to deal with it.
Look at Stormstormer. Yeah, he's making sure that nobody can get close to the pit.
He's just playing with him.
He's going to force out a BKB. That black hole is going to be laid into ILTW, and they should be able to get this kill. They're looking for more. Stormstormer, he's already got the tornado out. Mind Control will be forced to use his BKB. Tries to flicker. Doesn't actually make it over the high ground, but it doesn't matter. He survives.
It feels just well out of control for Nigma right now. There's just way too many spells to deal with. When you can backpack cheese and Refresher Shard on your carry, you know you're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
And they did give that Ags to Fishman, so it is another big problem for Nigma in the fights. This Ags changes the entire role of this hero. He can just throw it out, 55-second cooldown. You have to stop all 3 of them. You can throw it out, then run away. Doesn't even have to sit there.
Yeah, they don't have
really
big
annoying.
AoE disables, but perhaps like AoE silence from Death Prophet.
Yeah, but I mean, good luck, you know, positioning that perfectly to.
Yeah.
Does it even catch both illusions? I'd have to test that in the lobby. I don't even know, but
I don't know.
It's rough. It feels like if he just throws that grip on Miracle every fight, I don't know how they're winning the engagement. So now they have to deal with this Bane and they have to deal with this Enigma.
It just feels like Entity both games here have had much better read on the game. It just seems so relaxing for them, the way Stormstormer's playing around the map, how they're pushing out lanes with the summons, how they are comfortably going late game. It's just arming themselves with more and more weapons. Divine Rape, you're all in for the Templar Assassin.
It's the right way to go. You better pray you get a nice crit here.
Yeah, but what about the fact that he doesn't have that nullifier? I mean, all the damage in the world, but Eon Disc is...
I think now the play is you jump Crystallis somehow.
Okay.
Right? Because I don't think you're ever killing this Enigma through the multiple Aeons. This Invoker seems way too hard to catch, and LTW, you're already dead, it looks like.
Yeah, every once in a while, you just find a free kill.
Monster kill.
A lot of time. Oh, he tried to catch Fishman. Okay,
Wind Waker,
Wind Waker does break him away for the Fiend's Grip, but there goes, lands right back into the black hole, and everybody from Entity is staying alive. Miracle, oh, he got the blink out. He's actually saved by the ultimate at the time lapse, but he can't get away. He's still stuck in there as there was too many weapons in the toolkit there for Entity. As they dive in deeper, they have to buy back and try and reclaim that Divine Rapier. Meanwhile, Mind Control is running down Toby at least. Katomi's done a little bit of damage as well as Mind Control is building it up. The Bloodseeker has that Divine Rapier and he's keeping it safe for now.
See with the jukes, Miracle's back and he wants his Divine back.
He really wants it back and they're going to be able to take the first life of this Bloodseeker. Can they kill him a second time here with a Mount Bash? It looks like they might be able to set up for it. He actually jumps away. The Bash thrown out by Crystal. He pops the cheese though. He's closing in on Miracle. He's got to keep his distance with the trap. He's setting up, turning around. He's disarmed. Oh no, here comes Toby again. The Midnight Pulse and they're burning through him and it looks like Mind Control. He's going to have to do it by himself now, but he's caught the Fiend's Grip. Another round for the Bane and that is going to be...
How many ultimates are in this game? I don't understand.
Multiple Fiend's Grip, multiple black holes, a ton of ruptures, and it's enough for Entity. They win the fight, and now a 5 versus 3. It seems child's play at this point for Entity to close out the game.
Toby still has a refresher shard. There's still another rupture on this Bloodseeker because he has 2 charges.
Radiant's middle barracks.
I feel like Miracle dodged like 3 ults and he still got double ulted or something.
Yeah, he got Black Hole time lapse put back in. They still had plenty of spells to throw at him for his second life. Then he buys back, dodges the Abyssal Blade, still not enough. And Stormstormer's just releasing spell after spell, forcing, even if it doesn't get the kill, forcing out these BKBs from Nigma Galaxy. Tier 4s have fallen, throne is exposed.
Good here.
The 3-man of Nigma have no chance. One last black hole. The ride home for Entity as they are going to win this series 2-0 over